Hi everyone and welcome. January 1st, it's a little late, but it's still January 1st, and we are in a new year. I want to start by thanking everybody who's been supporting me thus far. And your support absolutely means the world to me. So, your views, your likes, your hearts, even your comments when I'm on here, and I could be acting up, but still, your support means the world to me. So, let's get started here today. So what I'll be doing just to kind of get everybody acclimated to how this is going to be going from now on. Every month I will have a topic that I'll be talking about, and I plan to be posting a video per week. So one video per week. I will be posting to start. I'm very busy. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but um, and preferably it's going to be on the same day I'll be uploading a new video. So because this is Thursday, this is my first video, so you should expect another one next Thursday. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, welcome. Right. Don't know what this is going to be called right now. It could be called Shay's Corner. Who knows? You know. But I will be talking about a variety of topics. I will also be available to talk one-on-one with people. If you so choose, just inbox me, then we can set that up where we can actually talk with each other one-on-one, and then I can explain to you how that process will go as well. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to start this new year with talking about accountability, okay? And it's not exactly what you think. I don't want anybody to take it as to take accountability for all the things that you may have done wrong, or, not that sentiment, okay? So taking accountability in this new year, and I'll give you a little background on my own journey of taking accountability. Um, Sometimes the things we go through in our lives cause us to be in a fight or flight state. And if you've experienced not having a voice, not being able to express yourself, not being able to be heard even when you do express yourself, those types of things, it builds up something within you where you may just not have the best reactions to things. In my experience, my bottled up responses became popping off at people. And I loved it too, because I felt like I was just really getting the opportunity to show somebody that I will be heard. You will not disrespect me. You won't talk to me in that kind of manner. And so it was actually, very unproductive, okay, and very messy, actually, okay. But I do know where that comes from. And it comes from coming from a place where you feel like you're just not heard, right? When you've had to deal with situations and your emotions, and maybe even some traumatic events, you've had to deal with them pretty much on your own, and your attempts to talk to someone or get some attention brought to it at some point in time or several times over a long period of time, you were ignored. So it gets to the point where you build up this kind of facade, and you just start to really want to show people what they're not going to do, and not understanding how to do that in a healthier way. Okay, so that's my little backstory. So we're starting with accountability for the month of January, and for this week, accountability pretty much involves decisions, right? I was just telling you about making decisions, how you're going to react to things, what you're going to give your energy to, what you're going to focus on, what you want to do with your whole life, right? And sometimes when you are in a kind of like a train wreck of traumatic experiences and not having the outlet and not having the support to kind of like help you get through those traumatic events, or even it doesn't even have to be traumatic. It could just be your normal. Something happened. You and your best friend broke up. Boyfriend or girlfriend did you wrong. It could just be. It doesn't have to be a traumatic event. However, if you were not cared for in that way, you weren't listened to, then you learn that you have to find different ways to be heard, right? Either that, or you'll run toward substances to help you kind of cope with that loneliness associated with not being able to express yourself, not being heard, okay? And so, with that being said, some of our experiences do warrant some kind of wild and crazy responses. And don't take that the wrong way. What I'm saying is that some experiences will cause you to have outlandish reactions to what happened. There could be some triggering things that people do that will trigger that fight or flight, and all of a sudden there's that wall and it's just fire coming at, fire just shooting out, right? But what we have to understand is that taking accountability, it's not just for the people who do you wrong. It's not just, it's not just for them to take accountability for what they've done. And that's what I'm getting to, is taking a real accountability, for your own actions, okay? Even if you're upset, even if, things were really bad for you at some point in time, if you want to see any elevation or progression or any healing, you have to take accountability for your actions. That does not mean taking on the shame or the guilt of people who may have done things to you. That's not what that means. What it means is whatever decisions that you made as a result of what someone else did, you have to take accountability for that. You have to acknowledge that part of you, okay? Now, one concept that I want to run by you as well is, okay, there being active accountability and passive accountability. So for this next week, I want you to think about active accountability and passive accountability. And let me explain what those are, okay? Active accountability is when you are making daily intentional movements that incite resolution and or progression, okay? So daily intentional movements that incite resolution and or progression. This is what I call active accountability, because daily you are making it a point to make sure that even with your past experiences, that you are taking accountability for whatever role that you played with the actions that you took, okay? It is not an easy thing to do, because when someone is hurting you, that is what we use to rationalize irrational behavior. But at some point in time, you have to really sit yourself down and say, is this me? Is this how I want to conduct myself? And is this how I want people to see me? Okay? And if the answer is no to any of those questions, then that would be the time to just start taking accountability for your actions, because there are ways that you can deal with being hurt, and that you can deal with your emotions that do not involve any type of irrational behavior, okay? And then there's passive accountability. And let me share with you what I mean by that. So passive accountability is going daily, acting as if nothing really requires your attention, but just thinking about accountability is being used as, well, I'm taking accountability because I think about it, right? I feel bad, I think about it, I feel bad about it. That's it. No. Real accountability, active accountability, involves you not only thinking about it, but making intentional movements, thoughts, and changing some things that will incite resolution to any of the problems that you have, and progression, right? Elevation, the addition of some wisdom, adding some class, acting like you got some sense, right? Right. Okay. So that is what this week's topic is about concerning accountability, is active accountability and passive accountability. Now, you may have never heard of these, and that's okay, because I just kind of came up with these, okay? But it makes sense. You know, active accountability, making intentional movements to incite resolution or progression. And then passive accountability is just kind of thinking about it, acknowledging like, yeah, it happened, whatever, you know, I'm moving on, I got something to do today. That is passive accountability. What we want to do is we want to move out of passive accountability, and we want to move into active accountability, so that we can progress and move forward and not feel so stuck in our minds, in our hearts, in our spirits, because there's something there that's unresolved. And usually, in my experience, part of the unresolved as the individual, not with anybody else being involved, is taking accountability for some things. So I'm going to dive deeper into this in my next video. And like I said, I'll be posting one video per week, at least. I'll say at least, because I may actually have more to say about this sooner than I think. So, but anyway, so thank you for sticking with me for this like 12 to 13 minutes. I hope that you like the video. I hope that something that I said today resonated with you. I hope that if it did, and you want to continue this journey, continue listening, that you do. And I'll see you again soon. Any comments that you want to leave, I am open to conversation. I am open to all of it. So if you want to leave a comment, if you want to ask me a question, go right ahead. I will respond, and maybe I'll do some lives where I can bring some people on with me. We can have active conversations together, okay? Also, my YouTube, I will be on my YouTube too, and that is Loving My Authenticity. And you'll see my picture there too. If you want to check me out on YouTube as well, I will be on there too. So, thanks again, everybody. I'm so excited about this. I'm excited about interacting with you all. I'm excited about starting this journey with you, and just getting down to the nitty-gritty and helping people progress, feel better, and understand themselves a little bit better, and that nothing is impossible, okay? So yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Love you. Bye.